Peter, you're going to be taking charge as CEO of UTStarcom from the 1st of July. Congratulations.
Thank you.
UTStarcom, I've been following for the last several years. UTStarcom has a very diverse portfolio of products. You can enable pretty much all the 3 or 4 services of a service provider, the triple play services. But it's, as far as I know, mostly Brazil Telecom and maybe UTL, which have been recent announcements. Those service providers utilizing UTStarcom solutions across various different services. What do you think the reasons are that service providers are not utilizing UTStarcom solutions across all 3 different services, among the service provider customers that you have?
I think it was partly our historical go-to-market model, because we tended to sell the various technologies independently. I also think it was partly where the service providers were, how well integrated they were in terms of their own thought about providing a triple play or quad play solution. What we see in the last 12 months, because we've reorganized the sales force, we've changed the go-to-market model, and by the way, we've really tightened up our focus so that we're very, very specifically going after IPTV, soft switch, and IP broadband, and that really is the core of our technology now. And we found a number of successes. Brazil Telecom, you mentioned, UTL in Goa was a site we just won in Q1 of this year. They've gone for the complete range of services to offer triple play. Tiscali was a site we've had for some time, but they recently expanded their investment in UTStarcom to soft switch and a wide variety of MSAN devices to offer triple play again. So we see this as a trend, and it's accelerating.
Okay. The focus, the impression we get is that the focus is going to be IPTV for a while. Telcos being new to this market, do you think, in short, the question is, do you think this IPTV thing is going to be big enough as an opportunity for UTStarcom going forward?
IPTV, I think, could be huge. It is a new technology, and I think what we're seeing with all new technologies is there's a slower build-up than people sometimes anticipate, and then once that happens, it accelerates, and you get a faster transition after a period of time. So I think we're in that period of slow build-up, and then I fully anticipate this will take off. It's a very compelling technology. We're seeing acceleration of users. Where we installed it a long while ago in China, we've had it in for a couple of years. India, almost all our installations are in the last 15 months, so it's still very early days. We know in Brazil they're now planning to expand into a number of cities, so I think we're on the cusp of expansion, and from there, how fast we accelerate the market will decide, but I've no doubt that you will see good acceleration.
Okay, you have traditionally sold more into markets such as the US and Asia Pacific. With IPTV as well, you've seen more success in Asia Pacific, in countries like China and India. And although other regions like CALA, Latin America, are ramping up for you, but I mean, in Europe, UTStarcom does not do much business. What is your strategy to perhaps change that, to address that issue, especially in the emerging markets of Eastern Europe?
No, that's a very good point. And the reason is, historically, we wanted to play where our strengths were. And that's a very natural thing to do. Our strengths are in China, Japan, then India, China, Taiwan. We've got a presence in Latin America. The team in Europe, I've empowered to say, please grow as fast as you can. They had a lot of success in the last 6 months with Tiscali and Jersey Telecom. They're expanding their team in the Middle East. We're recruiting there. They've expanded their team in Russia. We've just done trade shows this year in Middle East and Egypt for the first time in Cairo in January. We were in Russia in May in Moscow. So we fully intend to grow there, and also on the Eastern Europe periphery of the European Union, we see a lot of opportunity.
You've just offloaded the IP CDMA business, by the way, and presumably that is because you want to improve your focus. Being a mid-sized sort of vendor, and having so many solutions in your portfolio, how does that affect your focus? And again, what is the strategy in that area, improving the focus in terms of the products that you promote?
We established a strategy in September last year to slim down, tighten the portfolio to IPTV, soft switch, which is an integral part of IPTV, although it can be sold standalone, and the access devices, the IP broadband devices, which are typically sold along with IPTV or soft switch. So I think that's a very tight, specific portfolio, which plays well with the carriers. We then identified a range of other technologies which are good technologies, but for us they were non-core. IP CDMA was an example of that. We were looking to divest that. We were successful, as we announced just this week. So we found somebody to take that off our hands as a going concern with the employees, with management, with the customer base. So it's a very clean transition, and it's an example of us focusing more.
Okay, just one last question. Majority of your revenues come from the non-pass handsets business at the moment, and majority of those sales going to operators like T-Mobile, Verizon, and Sprint. The margins have been an issue. What is the strategy to address that issue?
Well, in the United States, we've actually seen strengthening of our margins in the last 2 quarters, and I think that's because the mix of our products has been more high-end versus low-end, and the higher-end products just carry a better margin. So we've been able to report very good results in handset sales through the United States. In terms of PAS, that is a slowly declining market. We're minimizing the decline by offering dual mode handsets, PAS plus CDMA. We've also enhanced the PAS to we have a data service as well as a voice service. The margins on the PAS have stayed very constant in the 20s. The only reason they changed, we changed our go-to-market model from a direct to a distribution model in China, which reduced the margin slightly, but it also reduced our costs because we didn't need the same number of handset salespeople.
Well, thank you, Peter, and good luck.
Thank you.